The year is 1989. You are standing in a freezing line in Warsaw, not for an iPhone, not for sneakers. You are waiting for toilet paper, maybe vinegar if you are lucky. The inflation rate is not 5%, it is not 10%, it is over 600%. Your money is melting in your pocket faster than ice in a furnace. Factories are collapsing, shops are empty, and your country has officially failed. To the outside world, Poland is not a rising nation, it is a warning, a broken economy trapped in the ruins of communism. Now snap your fingers. It is 2025. You are standism. Now snap your fingers. It is 2025. You are standing in the exact same place, but everything is different. The grey buildings are Goan glass. Towers rise into the sky. People are not standing in lines anymore. They are sitting in cafes, working on laptops and building companies. Luxury cars pass by. Startups are rising. Money is flowing. And here is the part that sounds impossible. This same country is on track to become wealthier than the United Kingdom by 2030. Yes, that United Kingdom, the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. Welcome to Poland, the economic miracle nobody saw coming. But there is the truth. This was not luck. This was not magic. This was one of the most brutal economic transformations in modern history. And it started with a decision most countries were too afraid to make. Imagine your economy is like a body, and that body is infected, deeply infected. You go to a doctor, and he gives you two options. Option 1, slow treatment, a little medicine every day, less pain, but the infection spreads slowly. Option 2, immediate surgery, no anesthesia, maximum pain, but a chance to survive. Most countries chose the slow treatment. Poland chose the surgery. In 1990, they introduced shock therapy, and overnight, everything changed. Prices were freed, subsidies were cut, borders were opened. The government stopped controlling the economy, and everything exploded. Prices skyrocketed, savings disappeared, unemployment surged. Factories that once looked powerful were suddenly useless. They could not compete, they could not survive, and they died. Entire towns lost their main source of income. For millions of people, it felt like economic suicide. People protested. They blamed the government. They thought the country had made the worst mistake in history. But something strange was happening not in offices, but on the streets. People started selling things, anything, electronics, clothes, food. They set up small stalls on sidewalks. They traveled across borders, bought cheap goods, and came back to sell them for profit. Engineers became traders. Teachers became entrepreneurs. This was not planned. This was survival. And survival creates a different mindset. The mindset that says, nobody is coming to save me. I have to figure this out myself. Within just 2 years, over 2 million private businesses were created. While the old system collapsed, a new one was being built from the ground up. But there is where most countries fail. They survive the chaos, but collapse later, because of one thing. Banking in the early 1990s, Poland banks were a disaster. They had given massive loans to failing companies, money that would never return. At ticking time, most countries would print money or let banks collapse. But Poland did something different. They forced the banks to become ruthless. Banks were told, we will help you only if you force bad companies to fix themselves or shut down. No mercy, no protection. Inefficient businesses were cut off, and only the strong survived. Then came another bold decision. Poland allowed foreign banks to enter. These banks did not just bring money, they brought technology. They built modern systems from day one. Poland skipped old banking systems and moved straight into digital finance. And when the 2008 crisis hit the world, everything collapsed around them. But Poland stood strong. While other countries were drowning in toxic assets, Polish banks were stable. They were strict, they were boring, and boring saved them. Money kept flowing, businesses kept growing, and the economy kept breathing. But their secret weapon was education. In 1990, Only a small percentage of young people went to university. But by 2015, nearly half the population was educated, and they were not studying useless subjects. They focused on engineering, finance and technology, skills that create real value. Global companies noticed, why pay massive salaries in Western Europe when you can hire skilled talent in Poland for a fraction of the cost? Suddenly, corporations moved into, tech centers were built, jobs were created, and Poland became a hub for innovation. Cities transformed into business powerhouses. The workforce evolved from labor to intelligence. But none of this would matter without infrastructure, because without roads, nothing moves. In the early days, Poland roads were terrible, slow, broken, inefficient. But then came massive investment. Highways were built, connections improved, and the country became the logistical heart of Europe. Goods moved faster, trade expanded, and businesses scaled. Geography that once caused suffering became an advantage. And then came the ultimate test, the 2008 financial crisis. While the world collapsed, Poland continued to grow. They had something others did not, their own currency. When the crisis hit, their currency weakened, which made exports cheaper. And suddenly, the world started buying from Poland. While others fell, Poland rose. But there is the truth. Nobody talks about this success came with pain. It came with sacrifice. It came with years of struggle. Poland did not grow because it avoided hardship. It grew because it embraced it. And that is the real lesson. There are two ways to fix a broken system, slowly or brutally. Poland chose brutally, and it worked. So the next time you see a country struggling, remember this. Sometimes, the only way forward is through pain. If you found this story valuable, make sure it's subscribed to the Capital Archivists, because we break down the hidden stories behind money, power, and the world economy. And trust me, the next story will change how you see the world.